Hey, 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 hey. Sorry for the delay in the start. There was there was technical issues, but hopefully you guys can hear me. Um, you guys can hear me, right? I hope. Hey, Quentin Atsky, Bruno Romanos, Olms, Chilstran, Müller. Um, yep. Okay. Good. 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 I tried to put it in. I tried to put it in the back of the computer, the microphone, but I don't know, and it didn't want to work, so I had to switch around cables and blah blah blah. That's why I'm late. And look at that new banner for friends of mine, which is IFCC. Fantastic people. Go support them. Tell them I sent you. Hopefully there'll be some nice outcomes. Hey Rags, how's it going? Zealin Captain Balls. Okay. Hey Jacob Mobley. As we are late, let's just jump straight into it. Hey, Queen Mila has arrived. All praise Queen Mila. Okay, so this one, it is a tricky one. Where to go? Where to go? Where to take it? Let's go. Let's go. Timer is on. Warm up is the ready. Zoom out a bit on this one. Okay. Thanks, Jacob Obley. Much appreciated. Currently, it's all very kind of sketchy. Open for suggestions. Kind of like it's so much work still to be done for it to read the way I'd like it to read, but it's definitely going in the right direction. Oh, and for those who missed it, let's see here. I spent my lunch last night and a little bit last my yesterday I spent some time on my lunch and a little bit more last night painting on this one. I thought I'd just share it. I'm just getting there. I might, if I have time, spend it this lunch as well. We'll see. Um, we'll see. We'll see. I kept watching. I've been watching more of Altered Carbon. Cheers. I kept watching Altered Carbon, and it's actually really good. It has like cheesy TV show elements in it. Like I guess it's down to the acting. It's a little bit, like mediocre acting. Um, but it definitely has its highlights. And I'm at a point in the TV show now that it's one thing after the other. Like it's probably some sort of climax of sorts. You know, building up for the final to some degree. So that it's one of those narrative peaks. Oh, cheers, Mila. The fantasy one? Yeah, it's like I love fantasy. You can never go wrong with fantasy. Rags, yeah, oh yeah, definitely. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm shitting on it a little bit. It sounds like I'm shitting on it a little bit, but it's definitely one of the better sci-fi shows of late. I can't really think of. I mean, what's that? What's that TV show? Not Babylon 5. Um, what was it called? It was with like, this female pilot. They were like fighter jets, kind of deal. Um, Not Babylon 5. That's like the diplomat space station, right? This was something else. Hey Eric, how's it going? I tried to remember what it's called. Battlestar. There we go. Battlestar Galactica. That was pretty good for what it was. Firefly was pretty good. Um, 100 was okay, not so good. Rags, Almost Human. I actually never got into Almost Humans, and I started watching The Expanse as well, but it was something in the beginning of The Expanse that just felt like yet another one of those TV shows kind of deal. Maybe I should give it a second try, but for me at least, started watching Altered Carbon was like, oh yeah, like the tone was great. Like it was straight on what I assumed would be the like a mood like that. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Westworld. That is an amazing TV show for sure. One of the best. Period, and definitely the best sci-fi. For me, Westworld it ticked all the boxes. You know, definitely on your side there, Atsuki. Westworld, and soon season two. Oh lord, it's gonna be awesome. Ah, thank you, Vodabir. I think last time I worked on this on the stream was Friday, possibly. So it's getting there. It's getting there. I'm not personally. I think this one needs a lot more. I'm not happy with it, but it shows potential. For me at the moment now, I'm building everything up to the point where the story makes sense, right? Uh, and for me, it is the boring part, like the groundwork that you have to lay in order for the painting to work when you start adding all the other stuff on top, all the details and edge adjustments and stuff. Hey, Captain, oh Captain, Captain Jetlag, how's it going? I had a voodoo breakfast, and I must say, awesome job on 2 week challenge so far. There's people are starting to update what they've been doing, which is so cool. I love seeing what you guys come up with. So excited to see also who when it's all done and I post the gallery and you all can see each other's all your images, etc. Like in one nice collected gallery. I think that'll be awesome. Looking forward to that. Yeah, Westworld, just hands down, super good actors, not really cheesy at any point, which is really hard to do on TV shows. It's always becomes this kind of that bullshit episode and mediocre acting that kind of is borderline cringy. But in Westworld, I feel like that never happened. It was always like a new world. It was always intriguing. It was always like exciting to see what happens next, and that's very, very rare. One Amir, yeah, without putting spoilers, shouldn't ruin the ride for anyone else. But Westworld definitely have a cool idea, and they executed that really, really well. And obviously the final episode of season one, like all TV shows, they end with cliffhangers and stuff like that. Westworld definitely delivered. No spoilers. It's really, really cool to see. Which made you even more excited for season two. And all these things they come up with. I mean, the script writers in that TV show, just so good. Really fresh takes on how to solve narrative issues and stuff, without it feeling like just another TV show. Then I wonder who's been writing Westworld and what they've done before. Probably would be interesting to see, the story writers, uh, what they've worked on before, and try to watch that as well. What's that? A button fell off my keyboard. No, I have a mechanical keyboard. Um, so it's like you can easily put them back. It's no problem. Yeah, but I don't know how many keyboards I've killed over the years though. Like spill a glass. Always the glass you moved and you didn't remember you moved, and then an elbow hits it, or you hit it with your fingers, and then just rip keyboard. Oh, really? In April? That's pretty cool. With a breakfast. Hey, TMH Lava. How's it going? Welcome. Glad to see you here again. Lovely art you've been doing lately. If you don't know, TMH Lava does some cool, like, sci-fi stuff. right? Or is it fantasy? But character stuff, for sure. My memory doesn't serve me right at the moment. I'm seeing your characters. You draw these girls, but it's like sci-fi or fantasy. I want to say sci-fi. What? Ah, stupid brain. Crazy. My brain just packed its bag and went on vacation there. It's a healthy mix. All right, that's good. That's good. By the way, apparently, side note, IFCC, the workshop, supposedly this year they're gonna switch up instructors or try something new, according to the organizers. So excited to see what that is. And I suggested to the organizers that I shouldn't do a talk this year, but sit and do demos. I could demo all day instead. Sit and do creature designs or stuff like that, uh, instead of just standing and talking. I'm unsure how many people are happy with my lectures, um, as I in general haven't gotten a lot of feedback at all. But I think people like my lectures. I hope so, at least. Teenage Lava, yeah, I'd say like IFCC is great for networking and making friends, um, and it's not like super hardcore for learning, um, but you definitely learn things on that workshop, and there's lots of instructors, a lot of you know information to be had, but in general the direction is kind of laid back workshop, um, with lots of networking and learning. If you want to like cram information into your mind, which workshop to go in at least what I know, what I've been to, is that's probably industry workshops in London. Um, but I haven't been to them for the last two, so I don't know the state, how they are now. Uh, I mean, THU seems pretty good, but for me that seems. Um, I've never been to one, but it seems like college lectures. Like you just sit there, no interaction really. Uh, yeah, I mean IFCC is definitely less intense, and the instructors usually just hang around all day. Um, in comparison to other workshops where there's like a VIP section, and they don't really mingle. You know. IFCC is definitely way more laid back. It's great. It's a cheap city. Doesn't cost a lot at all. At all. Um, Beautiful city. Warm-ish. It's nice. IFCC is definitely one of my favorite ones. I like I like the organizers as well. Cool people. I want to add to this scene. The head is unnecessary attention. It gets unnecessary attention. I really need to simplify parts here and help the eye travel down into the image, because at the moment now it lands on the head, which is annoying. Sofa Strangler. Yeah, that would be cool. If you've never been to one of these type of workshops, it's definitely a must if you're interested in like joining the industry, because yeah, it's almost a must. You know, it's so beneficial in so many different ways. Um, that you just have to at least go to one of them and bring a notebook. You know, it's for me it's so special. Like I remember one guy. He came from Ukraine around the time where there were so much. I mean, it's still pretty shitty over there. But when Russia started, shooting people and stuff, it was at the workshop. Um, Not at the exact same time, but around that time. And um, and he was like, "I gotta get out of Ukraine," and he was super shy, really reluctant to talk to people, and I kind of talked to him and said, you got to take this opportunity to make friends and talk to the instructors and the recruiters. Open up a little bit and take this opportunity for what it is. And he got portfolio reviews from all the instructors. Oh, or he didn't go to everyone because he was too shy, but the ones he asked, he got great feedback on what to work for. The year after, he had done it. He had gotten big contracts finally, and managed to. He moved to Canada. And he would have never done that if he didn't take the step, you know, go to the workshop, get his ass handed to him with the with constructive criticism, Yeah, meeting people online is also a extremely crazy feeling, and having a beer and talking. So naturally, it's going to be awkward at first because you don't know each other, but you know each other. Uh, but it's always interesting. But yeah, good stuff for him. This guy who managed to change his life completely. You know, thanks to these workshops and the people attending. And he made friends at the workshop, and they're talking and all these things. And in the second year when he came, he brought a friend, another Ukrainian guy. I don't know if he made it either. I Third year he wasn't there, so I couldn't ask.
Hey, who wants to play drink the
Hey, Tim Remmers.
You win.
Thanks for the host, man.
Another beer. Oh, I'm going for the high score.
You win another beer. Much appreciated. Thanks a lot, Tim. finally we can start repaying hosts. But yeah, that's the beauty of workshops like IFCC and the likes. You know, like that it can be life changing completely, depending on uh, who you are, what you do with it, uh, and you know the whole butterfly effect. Bro, beer? Hey, cheers! Thanks for the
Who wants
host,
to play drink the beer?
Pro
Right
42.
here. You win.
All right, what do I win?
Another beer.
You
Oh, I'm
win
going
a
for the high
beer.
score.
I need to make a beer icon so you guys can just spam beer when there's a host. Captain Jetlag, so many beers. Crazy amount of beers everywhere. No, but on the back to the topic of workshops. Um, yeah, you. For me, going to my first workshop in 2004 and uh, uh, being told more in like short version, like I would be good enough to get work somewhere in the industry, like maybe not the best studio, but with the correct email to correct person, I would be able to work in the industry. And with that information, and also going to these workshops and seeing the other attendees' portfolio and seeing like what level they are at uh, compared to where I am at, um, was very interesting and eye opening. You know, like who's hungry enough to go to a workshop uh, will mean also that this person is hungry enough to apply for jobs, you know, in theory. And in a way I could measure myself to the competition to some degree. And also it was very in that regard very sad seeing some, you know, some beasts showing their portfolio, and you stand there looking at your your toilet paper and go like, oh damn it, I gotta go home and do so much work to reach that level. But being there in person and seeing someone else's body of work, and talk to them, and for me in 2004, uh, it just meant like like I can almost touch the roof of this floor. You know, like I'm almost there where I can go to the next floor, and I knew that this badass person is a couple of floors up, but it's not this impossible thing. It's just he's started or she started earlier, you know, or have a better skill set, or you know, whatever it whatever it means. But for me, it just became more apparent that it's not this magical thing. It's something that's attainable. Hey Helix, what up? TMH Lava, yeah, exactly that feeling. Bruno Romanos, a lot of people do. I mean, nowadays um, a lot of people is they take a physical work. Back then, a lot of it was physical, printed, you know, 2004, it wasn't really phones with good displays. So a lot of people brought their portfolio, printed, obviously. Um, but nowadays, everything is mostly on iPads and screens. Wilkinsonal. Well, I was talking about IFCC in this case, um, and industry workshops, but this applies to workshops in general. But I was talking about IFCC, about this guy that came, who was like super scared and shy. But the next year he came again, and he had changed his life, and he lived in Canada, and you know, he made it. Helix, by the way, there's some really good technique to prevent yourself from damaging your wrists, and it's more of a uh, what's it called? Preventative means rather than a solution to when you have problems. But I do this exercise now and then when I start feeling that I'm prone for damage or pain, which is like you tie something heavy on a stick, and you have your arms straight out, and you roll the weight and the string up, and then you roll it down, and then you flip it so your hand knuckles are down, and then you roll it up and roll it down, and you stand like that with the arms straight out and roll it down and roll it up and roll it down, and your lower arms are gonna burn and your wrists are gonna soften up, and what that does is it strengthens the whole lower arm, all the tendons, everything. And then the next one you do is you stretch out and you make a fist as hard as you can in each direction. You do that like hundreds of times until your fingers and lower arms are burning, and it's a great way to pump blood and loosen and move everything, and you do that, and you prevent injuries. Wilkinsonal, it's industry workshops in London. There's one, but IFCC is in Croatia. Yeah, it's really important to be strong enough to prevent injury rather than treat the injury when it occurs. Because when it hurts, it means the damage is already done, and you want to be at a point where the damage isn't occurring, you know, because you have the foundation is stronger. Yeah, it was called muscle. Uh, this is called milk, right? Yeah, it could also come from the neck or elbow. Captain Jetlag, yeah, it's huge difference. It's huge difference. And also you can see I'm sitting on like a hardwood chair, so I don't lean in it, and I don't slouch in it. It makes me sit straight and use the whole core, you know, so I'm sitting straight rather than lean in my sofa chair, you know. Anyways, thanks everyone for coming. It was lots of just details and fiddling today. No major changes. Lots of talking. Um, yeah, yeah. Pro 42. Definitely, if you have hyper flexible joints, that can be an issue. That's even more important to have strong muscles that keeps everything together. Uh, Thank you everyone for joining in. It was fantastic stream. It went really fast, lots of ranting. Thanks for the host Tim and was it Pro 42 that hosted? Yeah, Pro 42 that hosted. Thank you everyone. See you guys tomorrow morning for continuation on this one. Probably gonna start detailing and putting colors and stuff in tomorrow. Um, but yeah, thanks everyone for coming. Have a good one. And let's see if we can. If we can't, no one is live. Oh. Let's see if we can just attack a random person. Someone doing life drawing. Who are you? Slow Burn Studio. That's okay. Let's raid Slow Burn Studio. Oh, it's intended for mature audiences. Pro 42, you're welcome back anytime. It's all the every day is the same except the extra streams, which is at nights. Let's raid this complete stranger. Let's see what her reaction is. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for coming.
How are you?
Bye.
Okay, Alpha. Good night. Sleep well. I'm just drawing.